Yeah,
Then just
you
pass
talk
the
to
stuff
him,
along.
you talk to him, and then you talk to him, and then you talk to him. But yeah.
Yeah,
But then nobody wants to hear it though. Nobody's like, I can't get you today. I'll get with you some other day.
we're on Saturday. No,
Yeah.
we're on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This occurred Friday.
Yeah. No one knows nothing right now.
Let's go to Monday because not a damn thing happened on Sunday. So now we're on Monday. On Monday, Curley and Schultz reported the incident to Graham Spainer, which was the president of the university. Spainer told them to meet with the graduate assistant. He was told not to identify of this to be McCreary. Blah, blah, blah. 9 or 10 days later, so now we're like a week and a half out. McCreary finally received a phone call from Curley regarding the incident and set up a meeting with Curley and Schultz somewhere called the Bryce Jordan Center. I don't know where that is, but
It's probably underground, I would think. You know?
yeah, who knows?
Off campus.
Curley and Schultz both denied having been told about alleged anal intercourse.
Wow.
Curley denied that McCreary reported anything of sexual nature whatsoever and described the conduct as merely horsing around. Horsing around. So they told her, during the testimony, they pretty much said they didn't hear anything about sexual. So
They were just
they were
horsing
just
around.
horsing around.
Wow.
Now, finally, this information got back to Jerry Sandusky's organization, the Sacred Mile. They told him about it. The freaking organization, what was their answer to Sandusky? Not cut the crap out,
No.
not you're terminated, but to next time you're in the shower with boys, wear shorts.
Wow.
And Jay,
Wow.
we're 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Not a damn thing
Just
reported to
don't-
police.
Yeah. Do your freaky stuff outside of our facilities, and just wear shorts if you kind of want to get to have freaky. You know, doesn't make any sense. Like you said, 2 weeks out, and you accomplish nothing.
Nothing.
And like they put football above everything else for some odd strange reason.
I don't get it, man. It's a week and a half.
It's football.
And this is the situation. You're exactly right. What's the time, like the list of everyone who knows something about the accusation? Is that listed? I have a list somewhere of everyone who knew about something, but the freaking police.
Yeah, and like you said, in that 2 week time, no one talked to a police officer of any sort.
I mean, and it's like just to circle around Sandusky. All this stuff started at a high school. Who knew about victim one?
Mm-hmm.
The freaking assistant principal, which is from the intro, that's who they was going to talk to. The wrestling coach, Joe Miller, knew about it. Nothing was reported.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting them run around and run amok
Yeah.
around PennState University, plus these high schools. The Second Mile Foundation, the executive director, knew about it. Also, the legal counsel, Wendell Courtney. That's two more. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 people knew about this sicko before he even got to running amok at Penn State University. Once it got to Penn State University, you got the freaking president of the university, the senior vice president, Gary Schultz, the athletic director, Timothy Curley, the head football coach, Joe Paterno, who didn't say a damn thing to nobody, which he's just as fault. Mike McCreary, who thought he was doing the right thing by going to his daddy. McCreary's father, who thought he was doing the right thing by going to the doctor, who's supposed to be reported by law, who didn't say nothing.
When you go to the police,
Yeah, then you got other victims, and I don't have the stories here, but this is just more people that knew about the Sandusky situation. A physician plant, supervisor at Calhoun, a custodian who saw the incident of him having sex with the boy in the shower. The director of the university police that pretty much told everybody to keep the stories on the wraps, and we're not gonna investigate Jerry Sandusky. That police officer name was Thomas Harmon.
Wow, throw him out there.
University police detective Ronald Scheffler also knew about a victim. Then it gets to the upper level, man. Like Anthony Ciceno, the attorney general, was knowledgeable about the situation. Ray Garcia, the county district attorney. Jerry Lauro, Penn State Department of Public Welfare. Ralph Ralston, State College Police. How many freaking people did I just name?
That's a lot. It's too many.
That knew about this freak running around the university,
Wow,
raping little kids from the Second Mile Foundation, and they just let him do it. They just let him do it. It makes me freaking sick. I hope they are giving him the business in jail right now.
you know he's got his own private
But
cell.
he probably loves it.
Yeah, he's got his private cell. Nobody bothers him, and he just hangs out all day. You know, but go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I'm just like I don't understand how people can do this. But again,
Oh my God.
when football is that important to your university, you got a problem.
Yeah, it's
And I think a lot of universities would have done the exact same thing as Penn State. Not to excuse it, but a lot of universities would do this. And it's sad to say.
I just don't get how can one particular person like get away with this, man? How does an entire university, really the city, let this man just run around molesting all these kids and everybody turn the other cheek because Penn State University was winning football games?
That's it. You win games, you can do what you want. Unfortunately.
And I mean, and as the 2011 comes around, he was finally indicted on 40 counts of sex crimes with young boys following the 3-year investigation. Why does it take 3 years?
It's a lot of victims. 40 counts is a lot.
Sandusky was arrested on November the 5th and charged with 7 counts of involuntary defiant sexual intercourse, as well as 8 counts of corruptions of minors, 8 counts of engaging in the welfare of a child, 7 counts of indecent assault, and other offenses. The 2 goofs, Gary Schultz and Tim Curley, were found not credible by the grand jury. They were charged with grand jury perjury and failure to report suspected child abuse. But peep this though. All 3 of them were released on bond. Jerry Sandusky were released on a $250,000 bond. The 2 goofs were released in $75,000. Why were they not held in jail? Maybe the 2 goofs. I understand them. Even though they shouldn't. I thought it was maybe the accessory to a crime, or a cover-up or something. How the hell Sandusky get out of jail?
I can't explain that one.
I can tell you how. Penn State University.
Got money.
Football is bigger than God over there, man. Point blank, period. I don't even think he has the money. They were just winning.
Yeah, that's pretty much
You
it.
need your defensive coordinator on the field to keep winning those games. Then you have the freaking president of the university, after all the charges were filed. This fool comes out and say the 2 goofs operate at the highest level of honesty. Even though they were just charged
with perjury.
His quote, they operate at the highest level of honesty.
That's a lie.
Are you freaking kidding me, man? And then the fact that Penn State University, after Sandusky retired from football, they gave him access to the university. After they found out about those first allegations, he still had access to the university. And what this sick freak was doing was using his second mile to prey on underprivileged, low-minded kids and raping them.
That's pretty much what he set the foundation up for. I mean, I peeped that. When you first read it, like, for the underprivileged kids. That was for him to continue his sick fantasies, and Penn State was enabling him to do so.
Yeah, they just fed into it. Just fed it to him. But then he had a wife at the time who was pretty much covering up for him as well. Was she just in the down? I'm going to get to her momentarily, but before I play her soundbite, I'm actually going to play a breakdown from one of the victims who are on the stands. This was actually a CNN breakdown. Mm-hmm. Let's get into this. Man, there's so much. I need a break.
During the cross-examination, victim 6 is asked about being in the shower with Jerry Sandusky. Mr. Amendola asked him, in the shower, did Mr. Sandusky ever touch any of your private sexual areas? Victim 6 replied, not that I can recall, other than a bear hug. I remember my head being right next to his chest hair, and it was grossing me out. Amendola, wasn't he kind of joking around, playing around in the shower? Victim 6, yes. It was kind of a cat and mouse kind of thing before he put the soap on me. Amendola, did he have an erection? Victim 6, I tried my very best not to look down. I do not know if he had an erection. Amendola, after the shower, who dried you off? Victim 6, I can't remember anything after he lifted me up to the shower head. Amendola continues to question Victim 6 about that day. Amendola asked, did you think anything unusual happened that day? Victim 6 replied, no, it was just awkward. Amendola, when you got home, your mother was concerned? Victim 6, she got upset. Amendola then asked, and she contacted Children's Services and the police? Victim 6 replied, yes. I didn't want to get him in trouble. I still wanted to hang out with him and go to the games. He told me he had a computer and he would invite me over and I could sit on his lap and play with the computer. And I still wanted to do that. Amendola then asked, to your knowledge, was he arrested or charged with anything? Victim 6, not to my knowledge. Amendola, and you continued to have contact with Mr. Sandusky? Victim 6, yes. Amendola said, your mother allowed that? Victim 6 replied, yes. According to the defense, Victim 6 sometimes sent Sandusky holiday greetings. 2 cards were read in court. One Thanksgiving card read, I'm glad God has placed you in my life. You're an awesome friend. Love you. And Victim 6 signed his name. Another card Victim 6 gave to Sandusky for Father's Day read, just wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day. Good things are yet to come. Defense attorney Amendola then asked, what happened between those texts and today? Victim 6 replied, I was contacted in January 2011. A state police officer told me this had resurfaced and I started to go over it in my mind. My perceptions changed thinking about it as an adult rather than as an 11-year-old. I realized that what had happened to me was inappropriate. Amendola then asked, when you talked to the police, did they tell you there were other kids Mr. Sandusky had abused? Victim 6 replied, they may have mentioned it, but they wouldn't give any details. Amendola, did your change in perception have anything to do with hiring an attorney, a civil attorney, and thinking there might be some financial gain for you in this matter? Victim 6, 0. Just the change in my perception.
There you have it. That's Lord Jesus. Then I have another information from another child's mother. It's so much with this dude, man. One child mother reported the incident to Penn State police. This is, of course, before he went to prison. When he came home with his hair wet. After an investigation by Detective Ronald Scheffler, Century County District Attorney Ray Graycar, I believe, or Grayseer, I don't know, chose not to prosecute. Scheffler testified before the grand jury that director of campus police, Thomas